How often do you think about your heart health? Are you aware of the risks of cardiovascular disease? Well, let's dive into the heart of the matter. Cardiovascular diseases, encompassing coronary heart disease and stroke, claim the top spot as the leading cause of death in the United States. Particularly at risk are Blacks and Hispanics in underserved communities. It's a sobering reality, isn't it? But there's good news. Cardiovascular disease is largely preventable. Stay tuned to learn how you can keep your heart beating strong. Heart Smarts, a health program, is here to empower you to live a heart-healthy lifestyle. This program is not just about information, but about transformation. It offers a comprehensive approach to help you understand and achieve heart health. Heart Smarts is committed to reducing the incidence of cardiovascular disease, the leading cause of death in the United States. The program focuses on underserved communities where the risk of heart disease and stroke is greatest. Through education and empowerment, Heart Smarts aims to turn the tide on these statistics. It's a call to action, a call to change, a call to live healthier, longer lives. Heart Smarts is about arming you with the knowledge and tools you need to make heart-smart choices every day. It's about the power of prevention and the promise of a healthier future. Remember, Heart Smarts is not just a program, it's a life-changing journey. It's about taking control of your health, one heartbeat at a time. But don't just take our word for it. Listen to these stories from people who have benefited from Heart Smarts. Imagine being told you're at risk for heart disease, a leading cause of death in the United States. Now picture having the knowledge and tools to combat that risk head-on. For people like Maria, a single mother from an underserved community, Heart Smarts was a beacon of hope. The program informed decisions about her heart health, ultimately reducing her risk of cardiovascular diseases. And then there's John, a middle-aged man who was once a prisoner of his poor lifestyle choices. For him, Heart Smarts was not just a program, but a lifesaver. It opened his eyes to the risks he was taking and gave him the push he needed to commit to a healthier lifestyle. These are not just testimonials, they are life-changing stories. Stories of empowerment, resilience, and triumph over heart disease. These are real stories from real people who have seen the impact of Heart Smarts in their lives. Are you ready to be the next success story? Your heart health is in your hands, and with Heart Smarts, you have the power to make a difference. It's time to take that first step towards a healthier lifestyle, a step that could redefine your future. Heart Smarts is not just an ally, it's a beacon, guiding you to make informed decisions for your heart health. So why wait? The path to a healthier heart is just a click away. You'll find the link to Heart Smarts right down in the description below. Start your journey towards a healthier heart today with Heart Smarts.
Have you ever wondered what makes a story captivating? Let's dive into the enchanting world of storytelling, a realm where words and images intertwine to create narratives that leave an indelible mark on our hearts and minds. Storytelling in its myriad forms has the magical ability to transcend cultural, geographical, and generational boundaries, making us laugh, cry, and ponder, sometimes all at once. From the ancient times of oral traditions, where tales were spun around crackling fires, we journeyed to the written word, with literature giving shape and form to our deepest emotions and wildest imaginations. And then, the silver screen came along, transforming storytelling yet again, adding the dimensions of sound and movement, of color and light. Through all these transformations, the essence of a good story remained the same, a mirror held up to our lives, reflecting our triumphs, our failures, our hopes, and our fears. Stories are the lifeblood of our culture and society. They define who we are and how we perceive the world. What makes a novel or a poem etch into our minds and hearts? This question leads us into the intricate world of storytelling and literature, a realm where words and imagination intertwine to create a universe that is as real as the world we live in. The elements that come together to form a story are like the threads of a tapestry, each contributing to the overall picture. Consider character development. It's like watching a seed sprout, grow and bloom into a full-fledged flower. Authors carefully craft their characters, imbuing them with traits, quirks, and nuances that make them feel as real as the person next to you. They grow, they change, they evolve, and through this evolution, we find ourselves invested in their journey. Then there's the plot, the backbone of any story. It's the driving force that propels the characters forward. It's the twists and turns, the unexpected revelations, the moments of triumph and defeat that keep us on the edge of our seats, pages turning, eyes glued to the words. Equally important is the setting. It's the stage on which the story unfolds. It can be a bustling city, a quiet village, a distant planet, or a mystical realm. The setting is more than just a backdrop. It shapes the characters, influences the plot, and immerses us in the world of the story. Conflict and resolution are the heartbeats of the story. They add tension, create drama, and drive the plot forward. The conflict may be internal, a struggle within the character's mind, or external, a clash with outside forces. The resolution brings closure, tying up loose ends and answering lingering questions. But it's not just about these elements. It's about how authors use language and style to breathe life into them. They weave words together, creating vivid images, evoking emotions, and drawing us into the world of the story. They use metaphors, similes, symbolism, and a host of other literary devices to add depth and layers to the narrative. Literature, in its essence, is the art of telling a story in a way that it leaves a lasting impression on the reader's mind. How does a motion picture captivate us and transport us into its world? A question that takes us straight into the heart of storytelling in film. Storytelling in film is a unique blend of several elements, each contributing to the creation of a visual narrative. Let's start with script writing. This is where it all begins. The scriptwriter crafts the story, the characters, and the dialogue, setting the foundation for the narrative. A great script is like a blueprint, a guide that directs all other aspects of the film. Next, we have the director, the visionary who interprets the script, guiding the cast and crew to bring the story to life. The director's vision shapes the tone, pace, and emotional resonance of the film, turning words on paper into a living, breathing story. Cinematography is another crucial element. Through the lens of the camera, the cinematographer paints the visual story. Lighting, framing, and camera movement all contribute to the visual language of the film, helping to immerse the audience in the world of the story. Acting, of course, is the human element. Actors breathe life into the characters, bringing depth and emotion. Their performances can make us laugh, cry, or even sit on the edge of our seats in anticipation. Music, often an underrated element, plays a critical role in shaping the emotional landscape of a film. A well-placed score can heighten tension, evoke emotion, or even subtly guide the audience's reactions. Finally, we have editing. The editor is the ultimate storyteller, piecing together the film in a way that best serves the narrative. They control the rhythm and pace, deciding when to linger on a moment and when to move on. Each of these elements in isolation is an art form, but when combined, they create something magical, a visual narrative that has the power to captivate audiences and transport them into a different world. Film takes storytelling to another dimension, providing a sensory experience that literature can only make us imagine. You might ask, how is storytelling in literature any different from storytelling in film? Well, let's delve into that, shall we? When we draw parallels between storytelling in literature and film, we notice that the core elements essentially remain the same. We're talking about character, plot, conflict, and resolution. These are the building blocks of any narrative, irrespective of the medium. But the medium is where the magic happens. It's like the same beautiful song being played on different instruments, each lending its unique flavor to the melody. Let's talk about literature. It's an art form that's been around for centuries. It uses words to paint pictures, create atmospheres, and evoke emotions. A well-written piece of literature can transport you to another world, make you live another life, and feel things you've never felt before. The power of words is such that they can make you hear the rustle of leaves, smell the rain-soaked soil, taste the sweetness of a ripe peach, and touch the softness of a baby's cheek. A good author can make you fall in love with a character, despise a villain, or empathize with a stranger, all through the magic of words. Now let's flip the coin and look at film. It's a relatively newer medium, but oh boy, has it made an impact. Film uses visuals and sounds to create a narrative. The power of a single frame, the roar of an explosion, the silence of a poignant moment, the melody of a background score. These are the tools of a filmmaker. A good film can make you laugh, cry, shudder, or cheer, all within the span of a few minutes. The filmmaker uses the camera as a paintbrush, the actors as colors, and the screen as a canvas to tell their story. So you see, while literature and film may seem different, they are just different expressions of the same art, storytelling. They both aim to take the audience on a journey, to make them feel a spectrum of emotions, and to leave them with something to ponder upon. They both use their unique tools to create a world. populate it with characters, set up conflicts, and resolve them in a satisfying manner. It's fascinating to see how narrative techniques have evolved over time. From oral stories told around a fire to epics written on papyrus, from black and white silent films to high-definition 3D movies, storytelling has come a long way. But at its core, it remains the same. It's about sharing experiences, expressing emotions, and connecting with others. It's about telling a story. Whether it's a novel or a film, the art of storytelling involves taking the audience on a journey, making them feel a spectrum of emotions, and leaving them with something to ponder upon. So, what's the crux of it all? Let's take a step back and look at the bigger picture we've painted today. We've embarked on a journey through the captivating world of storytelling, delving deep into its roots in literature and its evolution into the realm of film. In literature, we've seen how the written word has the power to transport us to different worlds and eras, engrossing us in the lives of characters that may or may not be of our own making. We've recognized the importance of plot, character development, themes, and the writer's voice, all of which come together to form a compelling narrative that keeps us turning the pages. Then we ventured into the world of film, where visual and auditory elements augment the storytelling process. Here we've seen how the director's vision, the actor's performances, and the cinematographer's lens all contribute to bringing a story to life, offering a more immersive experience that can be both powerful and transformative. Drawing parallels between these two mediums, we've discovered that while the tools may differ, the essence of storytelling remains constant. It's about creating a connection, evoking emotions, and providing an experience that resonates with the audience, regardless of the medium. However, storytelling is not a static art. It has evolved over time, adapting to the changing tastes and preferences of its audience. From the classical linear narratives of yesteryears to the non-linear experimental narratives of today, the art of storytelling continues to reinvent itself, always striving to captivate, inspire, and provoke thought. In the end, a good story, whether told through a book or a film, has the power to touch hearts, change perceptions, and leave a lasting impact. That's the true art of storytelling.